make a video to correct it. And so if you've seen the video we're going to talk about, and now you see this one, you're going to say, wait, I remember seeing that video. I remember hearing her say that, or him say that. And then you can weigh out who's telling the truth. And that's the way it's going to work. That's the way we like to do it. So keeping it real, we was watching a video, and the title of it was The Truth About Devil Anse Hatfield's Italian Marble Statue. And she says, when we get done with this video, we will have answered all your questions on when the monument was put on the graveyard, and who paid for the monument, and so forth like that. Well, when we got through with the video, it was the same hogwash that we'd been listening to for years. She simply read the papers that had been submitted to the Historical Society to have the graveyard marked a historical site. And that's what she read. And then she read a newspaper article that the date on it, when she started reading the newspaper article, she says the monument was unveiled Sunday afternoon. Yet she didn't put no date or no year. And what was going on there, as you listen to her read the article, you realize that she's reading the article from Devil Anse's funeral, not the dedication of the monument. Again, it's a sleight of hands. It's just, the first thing she said was, Devil Anse spent $2,000 for his casket. Well, here's where she got that. That is the National Register of Historical Places nomination form, November 1978. And that was just one of the papers that they submitted to Washington to have this graveyard. Back up a little bit and see if you can get the thing where they can read it. In fact, she'll probably just take a still picture of this at the end. And we've done one video on this, so you may be able to go find that video if you haven't seen it already.
Okay.
Now, this is fact. She said, just like that paper says, Devil Anse gave $2,000 for his casket. Now, she's going to show you the receipt for Devil Anse's entire funeral. Record of funeral. Anderson Hatfield, January the 7th, 1921. That's when he died. And in charge of the funeral was Anse Hatfield, Devil Anse's youngest son. And there's the charges. The casket price was $275. The vault was $175. The embalming was $25. And the other things was $5 and $15, ice or shaving them or whatever. The total price for Devil Anse's funeral was $495, paid in full by Anse Hatfield. You can back up and get this little bit right there where they can read it if they want. Probably the same thing I just said.
Yeah.
But they can you can read that better than you can.
Trying to see it up close. Like
So, without beating a dead horse, we wanted to cover this once again to show you what was said about a $2,000 casket. Now, this lady said that Devil Anse died, and we've done a story on this, a video. It may be before or after this one, I don't know. But when he died, he had $1 to $5 million. He was well off. Well, he was well off if he had $1 to $5 million. But where's it at? Where did it go? Where's the receipts for it? Where's the bank statements? Where's the will? Where's it at? And that's what you call, my friends, speaking something into history. He had no $1 million. He had no $5 million. He probably well off compared to some of the people of that time, but he was not. And that's where they just spoke it into history. Went on to say that all the Hatfields up there on that cemetery had nice tombstones, so they must have had plenty of money. That could be. could be, but it's not. Actually, there was what was called the Hatfield Monument Company in Sarah Ann, West Virginia, and they were very prosperous. Thank you. And what's your laugh at me?
Sorry.
I'll have to live this one down. So they were very good at selling the Hatfield monuments. In fact, they sold the monument that is on the McCoy's grave, the 6 McCoy children at Hardy. They sold that monument to Tab and Joseph Hatfield and Jimmy Wolford when they done the Bury the Hatchet peace treaty in 1976 at Hardy. That's where that big monument come from, was the Hatfield Monument Company. So it's not hard to have nice monuments on everybody's grave if you're getting them wholesale and selling them to family members, so which is good. No problem with that. Down here, she read exactly what is circled there, and it says that the family, the children, shortly after his death in 1921, erected a life-size monument in 1926. So, once again, here's Devil Anse's funeral. Now, again, January 7th, 1921. I think he died on January the 6th was his death date, but he was buried on the 7th. Here is the people gathered around at his funeral, and the monument is there. Mm-hmm. Now, over the years, like we've said in our last video, some people says, well, that's the dedication of the monument. And just like she was reading the funeral a while ago in that video, she read the funeral and how many people was there and how many people attended, but she read it as they were coming to a monument dedication. The monument was already there. And they very well could have had a dedication later on to dedicate the monument when the story got out about him putting the monument there himself. Now, once again, here's Devil Anse's grave. And here is 14 months after that right there is another grave. That grave right there is this grave right here. That is Chauncey Hatfield. That's Devil Anse that you saw earlier. And over here is Chauncey's grave. And Chauncey died, let them see that, 14 months later, the following year. And look what's in the background. Look what's beside of Chauncey's monument. Yeah. And down here, look what's beside of Chauncey's grave before they even put Chauncey's monument. Devil Anse's monument is already there.
Yep.
Now, in 1944, Life magazine done a story on the Hatfields and the McCoys. I think that's all that's important on this board. If you want, follow me, or I'll follow you. Go to the Life magazine. Take your time.
Okay.
No hurry. As we walk through the museum, I think the other one is upstairs. Show the stairs here, going up to the.
That's the other half.
Of the museum.
So
That's the other half going upstairs, and we've got another one up there, Life magazine, that's opened up where you can actually go through it and read it. This one here is the one my mother had, and we have it's wrapped and preserved because it was one. But there's the Life magazine, May the 22nd, 1944.
Yep.
And that is in there about the monument. And that is in there where Joe Hatfield, one of Devil Anse's children, his boys, tells Life magazine that he remembers when his father bought that monument, had it shipped to him, and he pulled it up on that mountain with 2 mules. Mm-hmm. And he got up there and Devil Anse said, yep, this looks like a good dry place for a grave. And that's when he started the cemetery up there behind his house in that area of Sarah Ann. Once again, I don't want to beat a dead horse. You can believe what you want to believe. If you can go by the pictures and think that You know, you can't, when there's a picture there, pictures don't lie. People lie, papers lie, pictures don't lie. Now you can Photoshop things, but that's nothing there's been Photoshopped. You can go back and look at the newspapers of that day of John C. Hatfield's funeral, and you will see that monument of Devil Anse. Well, that was 1922. They're saying in the history of the graveyard there, the historical thing, that it was 1926 when his children put the monument there. That's hogwash. All right, this is Fred and Sheila McCoy. Just another segment of Keeping It Real. See you next time.